Hey, what's up, guys? This is Smokey here, man. And I just wanted to say, what's up? I haven't posted a video in a while. UFC Undisputed just dropped like about 3 days ago. So, I definitely went out on Valentine's Day. I said, fuck all the girls. I'm gonna go get UFC Undisputed 3. So that's what I pretty much did, man. And after that, I went to work and whatnot. But I just want to, on this episode, as you can see, I'm gonna be putting up the career mode. I'm gonna do a career mode playthrough. I mean, I guess you can call it a let's play, but I mean, I'm pretty much just gonna record like the whole career mode playthrough, and there's gonna be some episodes where I'll be recording live, and some where I'll be doing like this, where I'll just put a voiceover on top. So anyway, my first topic. I know it's been a while and whatnot, but UFC 143 was pretty crazy. The main event, if you don't know, was Carlos Condit and Nick Diaz. I really did not expect how it went down. I really did not expect that, guys. It's pretty crazy the way. Well, I mean, once I started seeing it, I kind of was like, oh, that's right. I mean, Carlos Condit is in Greg Jackson's camp, and Greg Jackson's really famous for the strategy of just kind of, kind of just scoring for points and pretty much lasting until the fight's over. And it was pretty much that's what Carlos Condit did. Carlos Condit pretty much did what GSP does, but like the opposite, pretty much, where he pretty much ran away from. I mean, I don't want to disrespect Carlos Condit. He's an amazing fighter, but the way they had this crazy strategy of pretty much running away from Nick Diaz. I mean, everyone knows how his style of fighting is now. He goes, straight forward for you, body punches, jabs, hooks, everything. And Carlos Condit was just running around, circling around, and then throwing a couple leg kicks here and there. But I really do not understand how the judges saw it, where Carlos Condit won the fight. And I mean, I pretty much have seen this fight now about 5 or 6 times, and it's just like, come on, man. I mean, I've even looked at it very closely, if Condit hit Diaz and who hit who, and I mean, come on. I mean, it was clearly, I mean, first, second, and third round, Nick Diaz won that hands down. I mean, if you just watch it over, and if you think Carlos Condit won, then you need to watch that fight over. You probably watched it the first time and that's it, because I mean, oh man, it was a crazy fight. I mean, if anything, I would have been okay if they would have just called it a draw. But they gave it to Carlos Condit for some reason. So, but I mean, there was so many things. I mean, Carlos Condit was running away, barely hitting him, and the 4th round, Carlos Condit, definitely won. I give him the 4th round. The 5th round, it's kind of tricky. And that 5th round really showed a lot of things, because toward the end of the round, when Nick Diaz took Carlos Condit's back, I mean, it was as soon as they went on the ground, you saw Nick Diaz, go for the triangle hold on his torso, and he's already in motion, going for submissions. And I mean, to me, if Nick Diaz had about maybe 30 more seconds or so, he could have definitely submitted Carlos Condit, because Carlos Condit looked like pretty much a wounded zebra, trying to run away from a lion. I mean, I mean, he really looked scared. He didn't know what to do. I mean, Nick Diaz just pretty much wrapped up on him like a boa constrictor, and you know, there wasn't enough time left. So I really think if and when they do have a rematch, I really hope Diaz can maybe come up with a little bit better of a game plan. But if it goes to the ground, it's hands down over. I mean, I know Carlos Condit has many submissions, but he's only a purple belt in Jiu-Jitsu, and Nick Diaz is just nasty. He's like a higher degree than most average black belts. So, you know, yeah, but then all this crazy drama happened though with this, and you know, this episode is pretty much gonna be me. Sorry, everyone, all my people, all my new subscribers. How you doing? You know, I'm Smokey. Sorry, but you know, this past UFC was just very controversial, and I mean, well, the main event anyways, and you know, I'm just happy. I'm in a good mood, although I still haven't got my tax money to get my new computer yet, but I'm waiting on that. So, but yeah, not to get sidetracked or go on to a tangent, yeah, I mean, this fight was crazy, and then what happened afterwards is even crazier. You know, at first, you know, I watched the press conference because I watch everything. I'm a very hardcore, diehard UFC fan. I watch the fights. Well, I watch the countdowns, the weigh-ins, you know, everything. So, you know, and Dana White finally, well, Dana starts saying that, oh, GSP is not going to be ready, so Carlos Condit might probably have to fight again, or for sure he's going to have to fight again. I mean, I'm not sure if he wants to wait around, and I don't think us fans want to wait around. So, you know, I mean, Nick Diaz was really pissed. He wasn't at the post-fight interviews or, you know, conference, and you know, it just ended up, you know, and the way Carlos Condit talked, and you know, the post-fight interviews, he was all, you know, nonchalant, like, oh yeah, I won the fight, but come on, I'm pretty sure deep down inside he knows. And I wanted to see the real fight that everyone thought that was gonna happen, where, you know, Condit was gonna push forward as well, and they were just gonna clash in the middle, and you know, whoever has the better cardio, you know, pretty much wins. But it was just a crazy, you know, Nick Diaz chasing Condit all over the ring, and you know, first, second, and third round, you know, Diaz was definitely catching Condit, and you know, and then finally Greg Jackson, you know, started you know, telling Condit, hey, you know, don't get cornered on the cage, otherwise you are gonna regret it. And that's what he did, and he stuck to the game plan. And you know, not to talk bad about Carlos Condit, you know, Carlos Condit, he stuck to the game plan, and he pretty much squeezed out a nice little victory. But I mean, it wasn't a victory at all, I don't think. I really think Nick Diaz got robbed, and he really won. But anyways, with all that going on, you know, after the fight, whatnot, you know, GSP's not gonna fight. So then, you know, from my sources, I see in my email, bam, they were talking about a rematch, and I was just like, yes, a rematch would be the best. I mean, I'm sure it would definitely be good, and maybe Condit will fight different and try to go, you know, forward more and try to, you know, finish the fight. But you know, that's another thing that I really didn't understand, is that, you know, Carlos Condit wasn't trying to finish the fight or nothing. He was just trying to survive and score more points than old Nick Diaz. But yeah, well, you know, there was talk, you know, oh, a rematch. Dana White's talking about it, and one thing I also did forget was once the decision went down, you know, Rogan talked to Condit, and then he talked to Diaz, and Diaz like was pissed. He says, you know, I'm fucking done with playing these games with these judges and everything, and he was gonna retire. And that was crazy. But I'm sure he was just emotional. He was heated. You know, he came there to fight. He didn't come there to like try to do this crazy. You know, that's one awesome thing about Nick Diaz, man. He is a fighter, and he just really didn't want to. You know, he went there that night to fight, to go in there and try to finish it. But so after that, everyone, Dana White, all my sources, I was looking at on my emails, like, oh, they're talking about a rematch before GSP, and I was getting excited. It was just like, oh shit, another rematch? This will be perfect. I mean, especially like for a summer fight, this would be awesome. For like a 4th of July, have the rematch. But then the next day, it was like a roller coaster, and pretty much it went down. And at first, when I looked at my emails, it was like Nick Diaz, his test results came positive. And at first I was like, are you serious? I mean, Nick Diaz, I don't think he would take steroids. I mean, this guy does triathlons and swims, like, across all the way to Alcatraz. Like, this guy doesn't. But then when I really, clicked on it and saw it was for marijuana, which, I mean, I think it's awesome, but it sucked though, because Nick Diaz does have a medical prescription in California, and and like he says, he before every fight he always stops, a month in advance, gets clean and fights. But there was a little bit of little traces in his system, and it really messed everything up now. And now he's gonna get suspended, and it's like it really screwed up the rematch. So now we're not sure. I'm gonna go to my cousin's now, and we're gonna watch the UFC Fight Night on Fuel and see, because I was hearing that maybe Ellenberger or Sanchez might get a shot at Condit, since now Diaz is out of the picture. He's suspended. And today I also found out that Diaz is gonna try to get a whatchamacallit, they were calling it a therapeutic dismissal or whatnot, where it would reduce the sentence, and maybe even he won't even get suspended. So I'm hoping they can find it leeway, because he does have a doctor's prescription for marijuana. So come on, I mean, it's crazy. I mean, and they should look at how much, if he has like a little trace of marijuana, then it should be a problem. They should maybe suspend him for a month or two, and that's it. But I don't know, guys. It's really crazy. I would really like to know, what your guys' opinion on the whole mess, about the fight, about him getting suspended for marijuana, and him now trying to fight back and maybe get the decision kind of like a good leeway. So because Nick Diaz is a golden goose for the UFC, and I'm sure they're gonna try to do something. But in the future, just like Rogan was saying on his podcast, they really do need like a manager for Nick Diaz, for Nick Diaz. I mean, Nate hasn't had any problems, but Nick has in the past, once before in Pride. So they should really do that, because I mean, have a manager that will just make everything easy for him, like easier for him, like on a certain day they tell him, oh, that's it, no more weed, it's but we will see. And I'm maybe hoping we could see that rematch. And I was even hearing that GSP would even sacrifice his title to fight Nick Diaz, so I still want to see that fight as well. But guys, I am running out of time, so catch me on the next episode, where I'm just going to be putting out these UFC career mode playthrough. So subscribe and like, and see you later.